Hello and welcome to How to Automotive. Ride with me as we go to the 2019 SEMA Show. For me, that starts at 3 a.m. I jump in my car and I head to Vegas. It takes me about 4 hours to get there. By the time I get into the building or the facility, the party was already going, the action was already started. We already had drift cars going, and this is barely 8 o'clock in the morning. So as soon as I pick up my credentials and get inside the building, the party's going on inside here. We got some live music here. So this is the SEMA Show, which is the Specialty Equipment Market Association. Basically what that means is these booths and stuff you see and all these cars that you see are representing the aftermarket, the specialty equipment market. Everything from tools and equipment to spray booths, paint, chemicals, everything to keep the automotive industry going and moving forward. It gives everybody the opportunity to show off all their new and cool and innovative stuff that they've come out with. So I had a surprise for me when I came to the gear wrench tool booth. They had one of my videos playing in the background, and you can see it here where I'm using their bolt biter extractor bits to break free some rusty bolts. They used that in the video at the show. You can catch that full video on the YouTube channel. It's a pretty cool video showing off their new bolt biters. It's awesome when somebody appreciates your work. One of the fun things about SEMA is the unveiling of new cars to the market. So this one here is Rad Industries Formula One drift car here that was unveiled in the gear wrench booth. So every time I turn around, there's a paint job that I think that is the best paint job I've ever seen. And then you turn your head and there's another one that's even better than the one you just saw before. So this next vehicle may be the future of hot rodding. So what we got here is a C10 pickup that's been converted to full electric. So they changed the name of this pickup from a C10 to an E10. You never know, Chevrolet or other manufacturers may start offering these as kits, kind of like how they have the crate motors. So here we are going into the Chevrolet booth. And of course they have all their crate motors on display and all their accessories. One of the cool things, or one of the things I was excited about, was the new C8 Corvette was on display, including the race model. So this is the C8R, or C8.R. Race model. They also have the new convertible on display and their rapid blue color, which is amazing. I have a more detailed video of that already released on the How to Automotive YouTube channel. You can check that out. I'll link it up in the cards. That's one thing about SEMA, is the cars are straighter than straight. You know, there's zero orange peel on any of these cars, no waves. The bodywork on this car was incredible. This next car has got a pretty cool story behind it. It was also featured on a Netflix series TV show. The young man that built this was paralyzed from the waist down, and he built this car by hand. It's a 27 Dodge. It's a little bit different than what you see it on the TV show. Now it's been modified even more, and it's gone to the next level. It's cool to see it here again. So SEMA is more than just cars. It's about the tools and equipment to make the cars and build these cars. This particular booth is the Nipex Tools booth, which are known for their hand tools. The Nipex Tool Company is out of Germany, and they make some of the best hand tools, like I said, that money can buy for working on cars and building these type of cars. Now there's a car for everybody here. This is a Chip Foose Jaguar. Or if you like muscle cars like this, or mid-60s cars like this Buick Riviera right here, which is probably one of my favorite cars of the show. Part of the reason why this one stood out, I believe it was the only Buick Riviera that I saw at the show. This next vehicle is built by Casey from the Fast and Loud show. He was the painter on the first couple of seasons. This is his truck. He has his own shop now, and I believe he drove this truck from Texas to the show, which is pretty cool. Now this next car is just plain out gangster. It just looked gangster. It had a badass look. There was definitely no shortage of Toyota Supras here at this show. So this next one here is a cool one here. If you follow the B is for Build YouTube channel, This is the Lamborghini that burnt to the ground, and they rebuilt it. They swapped it out with an LS engine. The original engine was a total loss. In fact, the car in most cases would be considered a total loss, and they revamped this vehicle and made it all out of carbon fiber. They handmade these parts themselves. They had to overcome some serious challenges to bring this vehicle back to life, including building carbon fiber parts, welding issues, wiring, programming, you name it. They had to overcome it. They had to engineer, design, and they built this car in 5 months to get it here at the SEMA Show, and they literally got it together the day of the show. 2-3 days ago, it was in a million pieces. I didn't even think it was going to make it. And later on, you'll see it. It actually made it to the SEMA cruise and drove under its own power. It was a pretty impressive story. One of my favorite things about the SEMA Show is hearing about the stories and how these cars came to life. Each and every one of these vehicles has a story. Now, if you notice, there's no crowds around a lot of these vehicles, and that's because I had a media badge. And before the show started, I was allowed in a half hour before the crowds, and then after the show ended, I was allowed to stay in after the show ended and video and take pictures. So it made it a pretty awesome experience to see these vehicles without the crowds, because during the day it was almost impossible to get around some of these vehicles. So it's not all muscle cars and lifted pickup trucks. There's a lot of Euro vehicles here, such as this GTI here. This vehicle here is a Gas Monkey garage vehicle that they're building. This one's on the Fast and Loud TV show. They're currently building it. They brought it as is. Obviously, it's not a runner. It's a mid-project. As you may know, it's getting harder and harder to find these quality cars and quality bodies. Well, that's not a problem anymore. You can buy a complete car now, from body, every nut and bolt, from catalogs now. And trust me, there was no shortage of these type of companies out there to choose from. This one here is the Camaro. In the background, you got the Fastback Mustang. This truck here is a brand new vehicle right off the showroom floor that was customized to look like a K5 Blazer. So if you're a fan of Corvettes, the Discovery Channel had an awesome display here of a TV show that they're filming right now, and it had a cool story behind it. So these Corvettes you see behind me were all originally owned by one guy, and they were lost, and they were refound in a whole collection. So there's one for every year, I believe from 1953 all the way up to, I think, 86, 89, something like that. So on their TV show, they're restoring these vehicles, and after they're all restored, they're going to give these away in a raffle. So you could buy tickets to win one of these cars. So it could be the 53 or the 89, just depend on the raffle winning. So one of the displays that had the most action as far as cars, celebrities, interactions, things going on was the Shell and Pennzoil booth that was outside the halls of the SEMA Show. Of course, they had all their motor oils and coolants and all that stuff on display. They had cutaway engines and motors, showing you exactly how the Pennzoil benefits you and their cars. You know, they had, like I said, they had celebrity appearances. It was just a good time here. There was a lot of action in this particular booth.
One conventional, one regular.
So if you ever get a chance to go to the SEMA Show, prepare to walk. I mean, there is walking after walking after walking. We probably put an average of 20 miles a day in walking from exhibit to exhibit. That's how large the show is. One of the biggest themes for the show this year was the overlanding. They call it camping. So they had all kinds of overlanding camping equipment that attaches or accessories for your vehicles, your trucks, your SUVs. There was tents and little motor homes and pop-ups, and everywhere you looked there was something. So just about every inch of the convention center grounds were used, including the parking lots outside. So out back on the side of the building, they had the Continental drifting course here that you could do it right along with them. All you had to do is go get in line and fill out some information. You could hop in these BMW M5s here and do some drifting with them. So far what I've showed you in this video doesn't even represent one full day's worth of stuff that you'll see. And this show is 3 days long, and there's just more and more and more to see. So this show is not open to the general public. It's only open to the people in the automotive industry. So if you're in the automotive industry, I recommend that you get your butt down to the SEMA Show and check this out for yourself. It's more than just tools, cars. It's an education. It's about getting involved with the automotive industry. It's also about keeping Big Brother out of the automotive industry and letting us keep it to ourselves and police it ourselves and be responsible for the automotive industry as we grow into the future.